1, 2, 3, 4, test. Cameras off on both. Test. Good afternoon, everyone. The Kitsap Housing and Homeless Coalition meeting will begin here shortly.
To everyone that is just joining us, please put your name and agency in the chat. I'm going to give it till about 5 after to start today. Thank you. I'm loving how many people are joining. If you have just joined, please put in the chat your name and agency. I'm going to try to give everyone till about 5 after to get it started. Thank you. Welcome to everybody that's joining the Kitsap Homeless and Housing Coalition meeting today. I'm going to give it till about 5 after to start, just to let people get into the meeting. If you haven't yet done it, please put your name and agency in the chat. Thank you.
cinema therapy, where kids are learning about different mental health through movies such as parents or relationships or mental illness or suicide, like just things. And then they talk about it and process it as a group. So sometimes they do little homework and they watch little clips or, and it's really geared towards what they're looking for. And so if they're like, yeah, we should watch something about, you know, coming of age, then the facilitator, who's also a mental health therapist, will kind of work with that. And then our last group that we have is gender expression, diversity, inclusion group. And so our hope is just to create an environment where kids can support each other. Again, it's facilitated with a mental health therapist, but just giving that opportunity to provide some support or some discovery around that piece. And then we also have a jobs board. And this is great for any youth. We start this at 13 to, my goodness, like I have kids that are on there that are like 22, 25. And you provide some support or some discovery around and this is great for any youth. We start this at 13 to, my goodness, like I have kids that are on there that are like 22, 25. And you listserv, which is always growing. I was looking at this page right now, and it says 900 youth. Right now, I think we're at 1,000, so I'm gonna have to edit that. But we have over 1,000 kiddos that are on there. And then the kids get the email, and then they send you an email and say, hey, I'm interested in this, you know, and then they match up with you. So it's a really great opportunity, one, to get kids a variety of different jobs. Some of them are summer jobs. Some of them are, you know, I need a dishwasher. You know, it really all depends. And it just gives an opportunity for just some fast money sometimes, like just getting something or something that's a little bit more sustainable. So our goal is really to like encourage kids to get jobs. I think it's really important for their mental health. And then one of the things that we got a grant for was we actually did, and I want to just make sure we don't have a screening process. That's one thing that we have to be, but most of them, you can do your own if you feel like that would be it, but we don't do one. The other part of it that we do is we have a website that we have, and one of the conversations that we started doing is one of the struggles we had last year is we actually did what we called a Healthy Bainbridge Alliance, kind of, or like a coalition, I would call it. And it was parents, and it was youth, and it was community members. And we all came together and we actually surveyed the schools and said, asked the kids, I said, what is your biggest concern of your peers right now? And the number one answer that came up for Bainbridge was vaping and drugs and alcohol. And so we actually came together as a team. Again, there was probably about 50 of us. And we just said, what are we going to do? What are some tangible tasks that we can do? Not something that's big and large that we'll never get to, but what is something really simple? And the conversation, we actually had 3 different tasks, but one of the tasks that we came up with that was this idea of we have nothing to do on the island. And we were like, okay, what does that mean? And they were like, there's nothing to do. And so obviously, as you can imagine, so many big, big brainstorm ideas come up, right? We should create this and we should create this. And the thing that we kind of came up that was tangible for us to actually create data was this idea of, could we create some type of calendar that kids could look at to know what was going on, with the idea that they would choose whatever. First off, we could find out, is there really nothing to do on the island? And 2, is there things that kids can find to do instead of high risk behaviors? And so we actually hired a youth to create a calendar, which, as you look right now, is her job is really to curate. And she actually pulls all Kitsap County of all just different events, like things that are happening at the library, things that are happening in any, like, just certain types of events that community centers, anything that concerts, anything that could be a healthy place for youth to be at and that they would actually enjoy, or even just certain things that are happening, like in a fair or things that she can just pull. And so what she'll do is kind of curate that so kids can look at it. And we also kind of look at it and put down if there's a cost. So it gives us kind of a good idea of how we can at least look at some of the data. And then also giving kids another option. And then the last thing that we do is a couple of years ago, we acquired another organization called Raising Resilience. And at the time, they were just strictly providing support and resources and education to some of the parents. And what we did was we kind of added to it. At the time, they weren't able to see any, do any support groups or anything like that. And so we acquired it about 2 years ago with the idea that we would expand the program into doing a few things. And again, this goes back to, this is all for Kitsap County. But we started, what we did was the Parenting Together support group. And we do it once, basically twice a year. We do one in the fall, and then we also do kind of springtime-ish, early spring. And the idea of it is and this is actually for parents for all ages. So this is not parents that are just teenagers that have teenagers. This is for parents that have kindergartners up to 12 to college age. But the idea of it is for parents to come together and support each other, number one. But 2, we provided a curriculum around just how do you handle your own self-care? And really understanding that, as a parent, we need to put our oxygen mask on first before we start trying to support our kids. And a lot of that goes out the window when we are in the thick of things. And so we actually did 1 year of parent support groups, and then recognized that was the big outlier, was that we really wanted to teach parents how to have this self-care model. And so we actually came back to the drawing board and spent a few months just curating this curriculum. And it's been pretty successful so far. We usually have our groups pretty full. And then the other thing that we do is we actually provide parent counseling. And again, this is free. And the red building that you're seeing, that's actually where we do it. It's called the Marge Center. And we have an office space there because we wanted to separate the youth from the parents and keep them kind of separated. But the whole goal of it is a lot of parents just come to us and we do individual sessions, and some come as a couple, some of them are just individuals, and they say, how can you, what tools or what supports can I get to help me with my parenting, right? And so very different from individual counseling, but obviously sometimes it crosses. But the idea of it is really kind of our goal is like, okay, how do we communicate better with our youth, or how do we work on ourselves in order to be better, be at the same place with our kiddo? And again, that can be all ages. So we're not looking at parents that are just dealing with teens. It can be parents that are dealing with younger or older. So that is one service that we do. We tend to find that parents are coming from a wide range of things, whether it be I'm a single parent and I'm just trying to navigate this all. Just our kids going through puberty, right? And I just don't know how to communicate with them as much. So kind of looking at that space. And then the last one that we started offering was what we call Ask BYS podcast. And as you can see in the picture, that's one of our days that we did it, is really connecting parents and having this platform where parents can ask questions to professionals was really important to us. And that was kind of the key was, I think sometimes we go and we find all these really great experts out in the field, like out and, that have books, or like we go get these guest speakers, but we have so much rich talent in our county. How do we get parents connected with that? And so what we do is a parent will come to us and they'll have a particular topic, whether it be drugs and alcohol or athletics or something, and they generate their questions. And then we pair them with a professional that's in Kitsap County. And we just have this dialogue and conversation about what that would look like. And so that's been a really great resource to give. And also just adding to the fact that we really want people to know more about what the resources are here. So yeah, I think that's it. Tyler Moniz project. Sorry, I just got so many things going on. Tyler Moniz project is an organization that was created in 2017 after Tyler Moniz died by suicide. And so every year we actually put together these benches and we place one in our community. The goal is to create conversation and create dialogue. We currently have 13, and just being able to connect with youth. So that is one of our other topics. I think I'm done after. Oh, there it is. How we're looking. These are just some of our numbers. How many people we're serving, what that looks like. What is, our revenue. Obviously, we're looking at private donations, fundraising, and grants. So any questions? I can give you my information. You are welcome to look at our website or give me a contact to connect with us.
Courtney, that was amazing. You guys do some amazing work. Yeah. I didn't even know all of the things that you guys do. So this is awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Did anyone have any questions for Courtney? No? Okay. Carl, looks like I have you next on the agenda. If you have any updates for the Kitsap County Homeless and Housing Division.
Yeah, we do. We recently put out an RFP for hotel motel vouchers. KCR has always held those. And what we're trying to do is get maybe other organizations that also have the reason to put people in hotel as opposed to ones that are not appropriate for shelters. So families, also potential for if they have COVID, they need a place to recover. So if they're not actually good at going into one of the shelters, then that would be an option for that. KCR has always had that, and this would give it a little bit more for people to be able to call and work with other organizations. So that's out there now, and then the end of the month will be when that's due. Pacific Building is under construction. It's still scheduled to open in November. They're actually right now, they're putting it all back together. They tore it apart, put in all new electrical, all the plumbing, everything is brand new inside of it. So now they're putting it all back together. And so we are hoping to be able to have the Housing and Homeless Coalition meeting there in October or November. We'll know more as we get close. And then what we may do, and a suggestion that came out today was Kitsap Rescue Mission has 75 beds to put together. We may use that meeting to put beds together. We'll see what happens.
Awesome. Thank you. We just have a short agenda this time because we only have have one presenter. I don't know if anyone has any agency updates. If you want to put your name in the chat, I can call on you, or if you just want to talk out loud, I'm okay with that too. No updates? Anything good or exciting your agencies are doing you'd like to share?
Jason asked me to share that Kitsap Aging and Long-Term Care has a tent, I guess, or a lounge at the fair starting today.
Nice.
So come visit us. I haven't been down there yet. I'm going to be working it Friday night, but I think they're there until 6 every day. And yeah, it's supposed to be a good place to hang out. So stop by if you're at the fair.
Very exciting. Trisha? Trisha Munson, you have your hand raised?
She's trying to unmute. One moment. No worries.
Hi. Hey, sorry. We are out in the field today and we're on a sidewalk. But I just wanted to make some clarification. Common Street is doing weekly cleanups now on MLK. We are not sweeping. We are literally scheduling cleanups for garbage so we can keep the trash and the litter and the rodent problem under control. So just for clarification, we will be communicating to people in the area that we are doing weekly scheduled cleanups down there. And I just wanted to be sure that everyone was aware that those are not encampment sweeps or anything of that nature. They're literally trash cleanups.
Awesome. We appreciate that. Thank you. Roland?
It's the same problem, trying to get the right button on mute. So 2 quick things. Number 1 is we'll be doing free vision screening for kids at the fair all week, during this week actually. And then number 2, if anyone has any connections with eye doctors, I've been last year at the Project Connect, we were unable to provide eyeglasses because we could not get a licensed eye care professional to actually write prescriptions. I'm in the same boat again this year. I've been unsuccessful thus far getting any licensed optometrists to come in. So if anybody's got a good connection, please let me know. Just need to use them for 4 hours. So if you have something or have a connection, please let me know. Thanks.
Thank you, Roland. Any other updates?
This is Corey. I will add, if you are contracted with the Kitsap County Housing and Homelessness Division, I will be sending out the expenditure reports to you shortly. That's a report that we do annually each year to provide to Commerce information about the total cost to operate programs that you do here in the county. So expect that from me shortly, and those will be due like the 3rd week of next month. Thank you.
Anyone else? Updates? Something exciting you and your agency are doing? Alrighty then. That was probably the fastest meeting we've ever had. All right. Well, then I guess I want to just thank all of you for your time and coming in. Katie thought it would be about an hour. She forgets how fast I talk. All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bridget.